our Pledge of Allegiance.
Present all. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order! Order!
Good afternoon, class. Good afternoon, sir. Please be seated, everyone. Thank you all for coming today for our graduation ceremony for our Law Enforcement Class 3 and our Corrections Class 1. I want to thank all the families, friends, staff, esteemed guests, faculty members. I'd also like to recognize that our Chemeketa Board of Directors are in attendance today. Our Board Chair, Mr. Ed Dodson, and board members Jackie Frankie and Diane Watson. Thank you all for coming today. At this time, I'd like to introduce our leader, our president of Chemeketa Community College, Julie Huckestein.
Thank you, Marshall. Good afternoon. I'm pleased to be here to congratulate and honor the Law Enforcement and Corrections Officer graduates. I'd like to thank all of the families, friends, and supporters for being here on this proud day to recognize them. Thank you also to the Chemeketa faculty, staff, and supporters for their work with these students and for making today possible. I'd like to also recognize the agencies that provide specialized and expert instructors and for their support for our students. Without them, the program would not be possible. These programs are integral not only to Chemeketa, but to the communities we serve. These students are or will be responsible for the safety of the public, our children, our elderly, and those most vulnerable. These careers and the people who work in them are viewed with honor and integrity. Graduates, because of the hands-on training you have already experienced and the knowledge and skills you gained in the classroom, you know the commitment and bravery your chosen profession requires of you. I thank you. Throughout your career, remember to continue learning about yourself and your chosen profession. These types of programs require you to keep abreast of new technologies and ways to perform to the highest standards. I appreciate the importance of your work. Out in the field and inside our facilities to keep us safe. Your chosen profession is one of the most respected, and for good reason. You put your life and livelihood on the line every day. Your families and loved ones live with that knowledge as well. People, including children and me, look to you as role models. You are a public servant, and that comes with a responsibility to maintain the highest ethical and personal standards. Remember that the respect that you have today can be taken away in a moment. Be proud of yourselves. I'm proud of you, and I know your friends and family feel the same. Congratulations. This is a great day, and again, be proud of yourselves. Now I'm going to turn it back over to Marshall Roche, who will introduce the next part of our program.
Before you do, ma'am, the students of Class Lear 3 and Core 1 would like to recognize you. This is a certificate from the class recognizing the work that you've done for them, and we appreciate you speaking here at this event. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So next up, the students have a brief video that they've made to show all of you what they've been doing the past 2 years.
House is now on fire.
wasn't all hard work. There was a lot of apparently nap time that I didn't know about at the time, but the students have been with us for 2 years now, and this group went through a pretty rigorous path in order to get into the program. They all had to go through a battery of about 6 or 7 different assessments in order to even get into the program. And so we absolutely consider these folks the best of the best. They're the ones that are ready to take that next step towards being reserve officers, police officers, whatever it is that they want to do in our industry. We feel that they're ready for that step. And so, to culminate that, it's now time, the time that I'm sure you guys have been waiting for 2 years, which is to give out their actual certificates from our program. Each student here is going to be earning a associate's degree in either corrections or law enforcement. Law enforcement we call our LEAR program. So when you hear somebody say LEAR, we're talking about the law enforcement related experience. This is the 3rd graduating class that we have. CORE is our corrections program, which is our correctional officer related experience. This is the 1st graduating class for that program. So we're going to start with our LEAR students. But first, I'd like to have our president, Julie Huckestein, and our vice president, Mr. Jim Eustrom, and our executive dean, Mr. Johnny Mack, please come up on stage and help me pass out their awards. Each student will be earning a certificate and a class ring. So students, as I call your name, please come on up this direction, and we'll have your awards for you at the end of the table. So why do you guys stand over here? For Lear Class 3, Stephanie Ague. Misty Araguen. Scott Buell. Matthew Clark. Ruben Falcon. James Flory. Daniel Nice. James P. Bravo. Samuel Richards. George Rotaru. Brad Rumsey. Ryan Schlegel. Jacob Secor. Jorge Serrano. Corbin Tamayo. And now for our first ever graduating class from our corrections program. First graduate, Tammy Deloach. Brian Fitzpatrick. Alejandra Gallegos. Chanel Geringer. Ashley Guerrero. Ina Inzarova. Kristen Pickle. Miguel Ramirez. Brian Ramos Lua. Stephanie Romero. Nicole Smith. Zachary Thompson. And Michael Wilson. Thank you. I'm going to briefly turn things over to the students. Although I'm a little nervous.
So our core corrections class 1 wanted to get a graduation gift to Marshall Roach, our supervisor. And what we did our class was we got a tactical helmet and then a tactical vest. And so I just want to.
And as for Lear 3, our last graduating class for Supervisor Roach, we got him an AR-15 mounted with each of our squad members with all their names on it for him to remember us.
I'm speechless. Thank you. That means a lot to me for a lot of reasons. Thank you guys. These guys are like family to me. We've been through a lot together, and I'm so excited to see what you guys are going to do next. I can't wait. to see the next chapter. You guys kind of threw me for a loop with this, so sorry. So our students, along with their education that they've had and the associate's degrees that they're earning, they've had numerous opportunities to volunteer in the community. We have a club. The students formed their own club. We run as a nonprofit, and they do all kinds of various events in the community. In that club, we have leadership positions. So if you've served on the leadership team of our club, please rise and be recognized. Thank you. Also, each group in their class, they're broken into squads. And within those squads, there are leadership positions. We call those squad leaders. If you were served as a squad leader this year, please stand and be recognized. And then there is the top prize. So at Lear and Core, we recognize one student each year. We give one award for what we call the top student. That decision is made by all of our faculty at Brooks in our Lear and our Core programs. We evaluate the students over a 2-year period of time, and we give one award for each class. That award is determined based on 8 factors, which are overall GPA, physical fitness, teamwork, overall work quality, decision-making abilities, engagement skills, leadership, and community involvement. This year, because we have 2 classes, we have 2 award winners. So for our Lear Class 3, and I'm going to ask that those of you that receive this award, please wait for the other person to come up when you receive this. For Lear Class 3, our top student award winner is Mr. Scott Buell. And our inaugural winner for the corrections class, Core Class 1, is Mr. Michael Wilson. One more round of applause, please. Our top students. So as we conclude our ceremony today, I just want to, first of all, again, thank everybody for being here. This means a lot to me as their program supervisor, and I know it means the world to them. They've all had to sacrifice, and many of you sacrificed with them. And so on my behalf and also my co-workers that are here, we thank you for that sacrifice and for believing in them, because 2 years ago, these students all came to us because they wanted to change their positions in life. They wanted to prepare themselves for what we believe is one of the most noble jobs a person can have. And I want you to know that they're ready. So get ready, because they're going to be serving your communities here very, very soon. But you'll always know that when you see an officer and he's or she's got that Chemeketa Core or Lear ring, you're going to know the quality of work that went into creating this person. And hopefully you're going to experience them very, very soon. So get those applications in, guys. Again, I want to thank you all for coming. Lear Class 3, Core Class 1, attention.
Fort 1. We have a
Lear 3, Core 1. You are dismissed. That concludes our ceremony today. I encourage you all to follow the students out. We're going to be meeting in the courtyard outside where you can congratulate them yourselves. Thank you very much for coming, and have a good night.
Support for tonight's program is provided by MAPS Credit Union, premier sponsor of Salem-Keizer Schools. Visit one of our 9 convenient locations in the Willamette Valley or our website, mapscu.com. And by Les Schwab Tire Centers, doing the right thing since 1952. Experience the Les Schwab difference at your neighborhood Les Schwab Tire Center or visit us on the web at leschwab.com.